So we want to. Can you hear us? Valechi, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to change my my headset, but
Great. So I wanted to update the task list of what we need to do for this group. We've got minutes from the last meeting and we've got a spreadsheet, but they're not quite aligned. So for the recording, this is DCA Network Working Group 2.2, the technical group. And so let's Ava, if you want to can you share your screen? Let's look over the minutes from the last time and let's look at that table at the end of the minutes. Oh, great. Oh, we can see both even better. All right.
I can paste a link to the spreadsheet too.
Okay.
I have that one.
Yeah, maybe you can put the link in for the spreadsheet and also the link to the minutes. All right. So 2.2 guardrails. These haven't been looked at in quite some time. And I think we need somebody. I've been editing those guardrails for a long time, but we need a second set of eyes to look at that and make improvements. And looking at the minutes, we never actually assigned anybody.
Probably besides me because we've both been looking at it. So
Yeah. So, Valdeci, is that something that we could ask you to take? I know we wanted David Hampton as well to look at it. Could maybe you and David take a look at the guardrails and see what suggestions you have to improve them? We'll send you the link to the document, or we can send it to you as a Word document if you want it. We have them on Google Drive as well, or no?
Yeah. So I took a picture of her screen so that it become easy for me to find.
Yeah, we'll email you the links.
Okay.
The links are in the chat to both the spreadsheet and the minutes. And the guardrails are in the resource group. So Catherine, can you maybe email the document, the latest guardrails that's in the
let me see. I think I can get the folder. Hold on. I have to pull it up.
it should be in the resource group in the online. If you go to the resource group.
Uh, oh yeah, we have them in, I think we have them on DCI Network
Yeah,
and
let's
in
make
the
that the
Google
source of
Drive.
truth.
So
Okay, so let me see because so today, right after I talked to Ava and you, I went to the problem. I don't know how to navigate. I am right now in the GC network page.
Okay, you want to share screen and we can guide you through?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. Share.
I might need to step away at 1:40. We're expecting a delivery that I have to sign.
Okay. So I think I'm sharing right to the GC network.
Yeah, so scroll down here. Oh, are you logged in? You have to be logged.
Oh, I think so because it said, you know,
Oh yeah, you're logged in.
yeah.
Can you Catherine see if he's been added to the group? It looks like he's not been added to the group.
can you scroll down a bit or oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Can
Let
you
me
add him to the
see.
group?
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay. So after you add, probably need to refresh, right?
Yeah, he'll let you know once you're there.
Okay, try to refresh.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. Groups. Okay. And where should I go now?
So if you go to, sorry, oop, hold on.
Right.
Are you in the group? Okay, yeah. So scroll down and then keep scrolling down. You'll see a tab that says resources.
Oh,
And then, sorry, I'm just alt tabbing just to make sure. And then there's a folder called training content. So if you click the little arrow next to it, to expand it, and then let me just see, it's where was it? I just saw it. Uh, oh yeah, and then expand 2025 January V1. Uh, and then there's one called Guardrails Chatbot.
yeah. This
So
one.
if you
Okay.
click on that one.
Okay. I'm going to make a screenshot for later.
Sorry, I was following along myself to try and figure it out.
Sure.
And then if you want, even you can bookmark that because the page will stay the same.
Oh,
And then you
is
can download
is
it.
this one? Is this one here?
Yeah, if you click download, you should be able to download it too. I guess this one is a document, not a
Oh,
PDF, but
sounds good. Okay. So this one.
and then you can just open it normally.
Okay. Perfect. Um.
If it was a PDF, it would be
Oh, great.
embedded, but
Thank
yeah.
God. Sounds good. I will schedule a meeting with Dave then so we can review together. So I'll do this quickly. I have a question since we are here. Where are the minutes for the meetings? Because I'd like to start reading the meeting
Yeah,
minutes.
so those ones should be, so if you go back, if you scroll down, uh, we separate them by group. So if you click on resources, up top, there's a tab that says overview events resources. And then if you scroll down to, so they're separated by group, but for this one in particular, if you expand on working group 2.2 technical group, uh, the fourth one from the bottom, and then here they'll all be posted the newest first. So that would be our last one. And then there's
Perfect.
both the recording and the minutes. So
Nice. Okay, so these are for the technical, and
yeah.
then the other groups are also.
And then the other
Yeah,
ones,
yeah.
yeah. So there will be some
Perfect.
for 2.4,
Sounds
2.3,
good. Okay.
etc. So
Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
yeah, no problem. And then probably today's will be posted either today or tomorrow. So
Maybe Ava, since you have all of them locally, maybe you can email him the last
Yeah,
few minutes for the last 2 or 3 months.
sure, I can do that.
So he doesn't have to download them all
I
individually.
think you put them in a folder too. Maybe if you just share the
Well, the
folder.
folder's on Drive but he doesn't have access to our Google Drive.
Oh yeah.
So Ava, can you go back? Let's bring about your share screen. Let's update that to-do list. You can go back to your
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Did you? Oh, okay, you did record it. Okay.
So one thing we've talked about is, and maybe we'll talk about this at 1:30, is the computing of empathy scores in a computational way. Do we have a task item on here for that And if not, can you add it?
I saw that, but you may want to go to 2.3. I
No,
believe.
well, that's 2.3 will develop the methodology, but 2.2 needs to implement the computational method. So it needs to be
Okay.
in both places. I don't see one.
I'm just looking real quick. Uh, that would probably, you would probably want to do that under UI and user experience, maybe.
Well, no, this is the implementation, this is the coding of it. You're going to be doing the code. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. On 2.2, there's a section for
Okay.
UI and
Okay.
user experience.
Yeah, at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe add it there. And Ava, so I would put this high, Ava, because we're going to need this for the AMIA paper. And the AMIA paper is due first week of March. So we have 4 weeks left. And we need to finish that by the 3rd week of February. So that we can circulate the paper. So Catherine will implement the code. And then put the due date like February. But February 20th. So then on the 2.3, that's the evaluation. Put for you to propose a method and maybe starting today and then finishing on the 13th of February. So that's the definition of the requirements for that. That'll give Catherine 1 week to implement the code, but maybe come up with a proposal this week, we'll circulate it. And then next week we'll finalize it. All right. So that's the, and then in here, in 2.3, can you put in, draft the AMIA paper starting the week of the 16th, 2/16, and finishing it on the 27th of February. The AMIA deadline for the fall conference is, I will tell you on the
You also have a row in 2.4 for AMIA presentation. And that was for October 31st of last year. So just so
Yes.
you know.
Yes, so the March 10th. So you could put a separate row in the evaluation for finalizing the paper from March 1st to March 10th. And this way, we're not doing it the night before. We've done it the last 2 years. And we can make sure everyone has a chance to review it.
I think it's row 26 on 2.4 also. There's one for AMIA presentation, but it's for last year.
So that presentation, I can tell you, you can put the date, that conference will be November 7th to the 11th, 2026. Which we probably need to draft the slides at least a month before, because you have to upload it about a month before. So that brings us to, so maybe put a row in 2.4 for October 1st to the 10th. Draft slides for Amy. Dallas. My brother lives in Dallas. I haven't seen my brother in a long time.
I think that was the last of the AMIA stuff.
Okay.
I don't think there was one on 2.1.
Yeah, so we can go back to the list here. Yeah, I guess those other AMIA ones was for the spring. I still don't know if we got accepted for the spring. Should we check? It's AMIA Denver.
Oh, oh yeah.
Amplify, it's called Amplify. They keep coming up with these different patchy themes for conferences. Of course, we do the same for our conference. It doesn't look like I've heard back. Let me see if there is a date. There's probably a date. We should probably add it to the spreadsheet so that if I forget to check, May 18th. Hmm. Day one. Expect. The review period is December 5th to the 23rd, so that's been done.
I don't think you're sharing anything.
No, I'm just looking at my email.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I got invited to be a reviewer, but I didn't sign up. I'm too busy with other stuff. Yeah, I'll share the screen. if you- See. December 2nd. Check. Oh, yeah, we did. Okay, so we did submit it in time. 45 minutes before the deadline. Trying to not do anymore. And yeah, there's a reviewer here. Well, if people submitted their reviews by the end of the viewer, hello, Yuri. That's a submitted. Oh, well, oh, well. All right, so
We have made.
Eva, can you put in a thing to check for the results, say in 2 weeks, maybe February. February 16th. Year to check, put it in the communication, like 2.4 or 1 phone,
Just put it on.
just so that when you go to nudge people, you can nudge me and say, what's up? I get, the problem is I'm just, difficult to. All right. Let's go back to the minutes now. For you, Catherine,
Yes.
can you update from the last set of minutes what things you and Lewis are going to work on?
Yeah, so I was going through them and I was updating that. And then I'm also we have a meeting on Thursday, so I'll go over that with him as well
Okay.
to update it
So
further.
what are the ones more immediately in the next month? And which rows are these? And why don't we update those right away so that we indicate them that they're high and that they're in progress? Which ones are those?
Uh, Sorry, hold on 1 second. I'm
Linda's
scrolling down. Where are we? I was looking at the L so I was looking at the LLM training. I'm gonna get an update from him on row 17. Because
Is that
that's oh, sorry.
so?
Oh,
Row
okay.
17. Okay.
Row 17, yeah, I'm gonna get an update from him because that's what he was working on most recently.
All right.
Um, so I want to
Okay.
get an update from him on
So let's
that.
change. Let's hold up before you go on to. Let's make sure
Oh,
before we go on to the next
sure.
task,
Yeah.
we update this row properly. So hi,
Sorry.
Glenda. Hi, Glenn. We're just updating the roadmap.
Sorry, I'm alt
can-
tabbing between the two, so
can you change the date? Column D and E, what dates are those?
let's
This
see.
is start date and this is end date.
Okay. So let's give this sort of a timeline so that we have an end date for this. So when you talk to him, Catherine, can you fill an end date just so that we have
Yeah,
that completed and then report back to this team?
I'm just
Um,
looking. I believe it's on, yeah, it's on Thursday, so I'll fill it in
okay.
then.
So
So,
change it to high, just because the things that are in active progress, I want to finish and move on. Okay, so what are you working on, Catherine, of this row? And if not, we need to add
so
something.
let me get the row. Hold on. So I was working on uh so I was working on 37. That was the one where I'm working on understanding uh, for Gemini on Vertex, deploying the fine-tuned model and uploading the JSON-L.
Yeah,
Um,
Eva or Catherine, can you go to 37? Let's update it.
oh, sorry, I was in mine. I
Okay.
didn't see. Um,
Okay, so this is the one
yeah,
that's
this was the one that I was working on.
okay. So that one, that's the Google Learning. Okay. So
Yeah,
change
this
that
is specifically for Gemini.
okay, so change that to high. And then let's give it an end date. Say the end of February. And and then maybe same with the one with Lewis, put the end of February just so that it's not an open-ended task. We need sort of a decision.
Oh, that's oh, you got it. Okay. Oh, that was the one we were gonna put the date on when I talked to him at
Yeah,
Thursday.
at the latest, it'll be February.
Okay.
Okay, I just don't want it to go into March because we need to make a decision as to where we're going to run our.
Yeah.
Why does it say Gemini?
This is just like a task
Oh,
name.
task. Task name.
And then this is like more specifics.
Oh, task was the generic task name.
Mhm.
All right. All right. Hi, Beverly. We're just updating the task list, the roadmap, technical tasks roadmap.
Okay. Great.
All right. So any other things, Catherine or Ava, that you were working on here?
I think the other one that I was working on was where was it? Hold on. Oops. I'm just doing a search. Hold on. So there was one that we had on row 63, which was just evaluating better audio tools, and I want to get cycle back onto that.
So why don't you have
It
that?
is low, but
Why don't you have that start on March 1st? Okay. You can put it medium because we haven't started it yet. And then have a decision by, say, middle of March as to which audio options there are. And that is audio output.
oops. Type.
Yeah,
we
the end date seems off. Oh, yeah, you got it right now. Okay. All right. And then Ave, I see row 65. We probably need to start looking at all the analytics that we've done for the AMIA papers in the past and the one we're
Yeah.
gonna do next month. So can you change that to maybe start now? And maybe in the next 2 weeks, so by 2/16.
And 68 is also the one we just added as well. So
And
that's another one
cause,
that we marked as high.
yeah, call that analytics, like the analytics for and what we need to do is see what we've reported in the past and then see if there's a better way of computing and summarizing that data for our next paper. So maybe at the next meeting, Ava, you can bring back a summary of, crunch it with the numbers the way we've done it before, but then think of any other ways in which we can view and analyze that data. All right. So I see in row 56, I've got a to-do is to attend a fire meeting. So you can put my name that for row 56, starting today in the next 2 weeks. I'll reach out to Craig to see if his group is still meeting. And I do, so that's
Yeah.
fire or EPI. Yeah. Very
They
good.
do meet regularly. There's calendar meetings that are posted on the HL7 site, and you
Okay.
can just sign up for the groups.
Okay.
The next one I can send. I'll post in the chat when the next one is.
Okay. That'd be great. I will reach out. Okay, so then there's also, I think, the HL7 persona group. Beverly, do you attend those meetings or do you know who do we reach out to?
Mhm.
The International Patient Summary Group, does that group still meet?
No, there is a lot of that's rolled into the EPI and fire meetings that are happening with HL7. So that's kind of all
Okay.
brought together there.
Okay, all right.
So I don't think they're not having like different meetings. They started that way and then
Okay. And then we have a technical task, I see from the minutes, about how to represent the patient summary in a structured format way. I think we have a task item in the spreadsheet on that.
I'm just gonna scroll to the top and then scroll down. So. Is it anything in this section?
There, it's that one there, the first one. Develop an electronic. So since Maria is probably not attending, so yeah, maybe Catherine.
If you want to start this for
Yeah, maybe this until maybe this could start in March 1st till March 30th. I know you've got some other things to stand up in February. Uh, Yeah, you can put my name for 28. I'm gonna email some people in that IPS, row 26. The problem with the IPS is the group. I mean, I think it's a minimal core summary of it, but it's not a very detailed one. And I think we can build on it, but I don't think that group is meeting. And Beverly, have you ever attended an IPS group, International Patient Summary meeting?
Yeah, I have. I find, I mean, they're removing, well, as you said, it's a minimal set. I tend to get more involved with, and I enjoy these other meetings because we make a bit more progress with the US CDI. US CDI is basically a lot more of the data elements that describe a patient, and it's on a rotating basis. So you'll have US CDI. I think they're just going on version 7, I want to say, but there's like voting cycles. And you submit in, they have rolling releases basically. They'll propose a new data, and then they're also around certain profiles. But that's where a lot more of the information, depending on the use case, gets described. And things like Apple Health and Google Health and all, like they use that as a core minimum for patients to, be able to pull their own information from the EHRs and all. So it's a bit more of a standard core, at least a pragmatic one that gets utilized a lot. And I can send you a link to that too.
Do you think there's anyone in that US CDI Plus that would be willing to talk to us about how our persona representation could be aligned with their work?
Well, it's open to the whole to the public. And it's kind of you hop in, you take a look, you write stuff up from, and what they do, it works similar to HL7 balloting, when like HL7 will come out and say, okay, we have an implementation guide, and maybe it's informative, trying to move to normative. And then they'll, during the voting periods, people vote, but if they send in commentary, they gather all the commentary and they collect it and respond to it publicly. The same with this US CDI, except that's at really kind of a federal level. And so each time those rolling releases happen, they ask, informaticists and ontologists and whatnot to chip in, and put thoughts. A lot of healthcare professionals putting in thoughts. They gather all the comments and then they'll kind of publish, and it'll be like a yay or nay. Did this make it into the release or not? Oh, there's too many open questions on this particular standard that they're putting forward, so they might postpone it for the next, version. But I'll put a couple links in here. I'll look this up and pull it up for you.
So is there, I guess, as we build our chatbot and we want to ingest a patient summary related data to help personalize our chatbot, I guess trying to figure out where is our best bang for our effort in terms of aligning what data fields we'd like to see in a data model. That would help our chatbot. So, I mean, the IPS standard is a FHIR-based standard, right? So if we suggest fields that we need for our persona,
Yeah.
just the either group, but which group I think would be more likely to want to think about it and add it to their.
I mean, it could be a few groups. I think where I would start would be to take a look at that USCDI, and out of what's already been approved, for us to maybe to take a look through and identify what are those data elements that we would want to be part of that core of the patient summary. And I think from there, if we see any gaps, then we could, provide that feedback back to the core. What you'll find is a lot of times USCDI, and there's also international kind of equivalents, but you'll find that across the various fire work groups, typically these have been fireized in one way or the other, depending on, the data. But that might be a good place to start, and to see, what we need. Is it already covered? There's a lot there in USCDI.
Yeah. So maybe if Catherine were to generate a list of fields that we're currently using in our persona,
Mhm.
that
We can see a match.
could
Yep.
could you compare that to what you're seeing in IPS and the USCDI and see what we're using that's not in those ones?
Yeah. I could even see if I can use a AI agent to. Yeah, if we have a list to start with, I could see if I could just do a
Okay.
comparison.
Okay.
In
So
the
maybe-
current personas, I don't think we're really using fields per se,
So
because it's
Catherine, I know we've been doing normal text, but if you look in the I generated a field-based structural thing. If you look in the resource, I fed the persona system LLMs and I asked it to generate XML type encoding with fields.
to kind of just map them to.
To map them to
Yes, okay.
structural fields.
Mhm.
Not necessarily USCDI or FHIR, so just generate fields. So can you go through and find that it's in the working group resource area and see if those fields are up to date with, like, did they capture most of the stuff that were in the personas? And then once you've done that, or maybe that's something Ava could do, because I don't think you need technical programming for that. I think Ava,
I
if you
can take a pass.
yeah. So Ava, maybe if you can look for that XML, or Catherine, you can look for it. XML is just, it's like HTML. XML came before HTML. It's just
Mhm.
tags that show the beginning, the end of a field. It'll say, for example, age, right? Hashtag or tag age, end of age value, and then in between is the number of the age or gender. And it generated, I don't know, 40 or 50, 60 fields. But if you then look at the whole persona, see if those fields are cover most of what we might need, and then send those fields to Beverly so she can compare those fields with whatever she's seeing in FHIR and USCDI plus. Maybe you and Catherine can work together.
Yeah,
and
we
see.
can do that.
So, okay. So I think that takes care of some of the FHIR-based. I have been talking to Amazon, so I've had a second meeting with Amazon. They're interested in what we're doing in DCA network. Wish it'd be going a little faster, but at least it's moving along. I guess there was Christmas and we all sort of went our separate ways after that. I'd still have to follow up with Google. So is there, I think somewhere here, there was something for hosting or something.
One thing that's at least I've found is important, across working with some of the Amazons or Microsofts or Googles or what of the world. All of them offer fire services right now, but a lot of their customer base is going to be, healthcare professionals, in integrated delivery networks, et cetera. And they're all just starting to move to Fire V4, R4. One thing with the product information on Fire is that we start at a minimum of R5. R5, R6 is already in the works. R6 is due to come out end of this year or 2027 on the top of my head, but it's one of those areas that it's important with those discussions when they come in to say, look, we're going to be needing you to do R5. So if they're, looking at hosting or whatnot, just to know that they need to, support R5 and above.
Okay, that's great. So Ava, if on row 21, if you're the one with the screen share, change the end date of that to February 28th. For rows 21 to and I will work on that. I'll follow up with Google and Amazon. I don't really have a good contact for Microsoft or NVIDIA. Yeah, I have one contact in NVIDIA, but
Josh Mandel is great over at Apple.
who's that, sir?
Josh Mandel,
Oh yeah, right. I do know Josh.
he's great over at Apple. He'd be able to get
Yeah, he's at
some good
Microsoft.
contacts.
Yeah, he's at Microsoft, Josh Mandel, right?
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, he's I
yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I do have one. So no.
Yeah, he's a good one.
He's really good at Smart on Fire. I mean, he was part of the development of that.
Yeah, I worked with him way back.
Okay. Great. All right. And then can we go back to the spreadsheet on for 2.2? What else? What else has oh, at the bottom, there was something about evaluation of papers on
This one?
yeah, the 66. Yeah, so that one, we should row 66, Ava, that should probably be you this month. Now until the 16th of February. So that we'll need that for the AMF paper. AMIA is getting harder every year to get into. There's the volume of presenters and everybody's doing AI. I think 2/3 of papers were on AI in AMIA. So I suspect the competition will be pretty strong to get into that. But I think since we're starting already here and we can take a few weeks to sort of revise, I think we can put. And then Ava, how many people have we finished evaluating so far?
So we have 14.
14. Okay, we're trying to get to 20 for a journal paper. We'll go with whatever we have for AMIA, but keep calling any the remaining people. We're running out of people to call, but anyone who has not yet picked up the phone, keep trying. I know it's a chore and I appreciate you calling, but we just have to get to 20 because I think I've been reviewing more and more papers for the journals I'm with, and there's just so many papers that if you get somebody that is 12 or less. It's just really hard to sort of justify publishing that when you've got other people who've done, 50 or more people. And now for the qualitative stuff, it's hard to get to over 20, so there's not too many, but there's just a ton of them, like in the 15 and under category. They're not getting a whole lot of yeah, it's hard to get accepted because it's hard to do any sort of statistics on less than 20. But, okay, so I think, and then we have some, maybe we'll save this to next meeting because Lewis is not here, but Catherine and Lewis have been looking at different ways of training the LLM. And so maybe for the next meeting, we'll have Catherine and Lewis present their different training methodologies of how we're going to train our next version of our app. And then Ava, you can bring the empathy computational strategy, and maybe we'll try to sort of agree on different ways of how to compute that, the empathy, and try to make a decision next meeting as to how we're going to do it for our next NAMIA paper and subsequently the journal. Okay. Sounds good, everyone. All right. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.